Hey, and welcome back to another episode of the Retro Brown channel. Today we are doing a solo run with just Golem, final stage evolution of the Geodude line. This is going to be an interesting one because in Gen 1 I wouldn't actually say Rock Ground type is very good. It might be good and competitive, but when it comes to solo running, it's a really bad typing really. Considering there's so many water types, there's an ice types, like strong ice type trainers in the region. Even Erica in herself, she is going to be a challenge. It's going to be a difficult one. Our rival for today is going to be Carlos. Thank you for subscribing and welcome to the channel. Let's get started with the run. We've got a base stat total of 495, only just 5 points off that beautiful 500 number. Majority of that's in our attack and a whopping 130 defense. We haven't seen defense this high since the likes of Cloyster. Yeah, this is going to be a tough boy to crack down. Our starting moveset is just Tackle and Defense Curl, which, you know what, even with the type disadvantage against Brock, I don't think it's going to be too difficult to take him on. We'll soon find out though. We do get some really good moves throughout the entirety of the run really. We're going to get the likes of, well, we'll get Rock Throw, we're going to get Earth, well, Rock Throw's not really that great of a move, but it'll do in the early game. We get Earthquake, we get Dig, we get Rock Slide, we get Hyper Beam, we get Body Slam. Yeah, we've got enough to work with to make this a good run. We easily take down the first rival and we head on to Rock Computer City. But before that, of course, considering the type disadvantage and the moves that we've got, we're going to have to do a little bit of leveling up. So we're going to go to Viridian Forest and battle all the trainers here. We don't really need to worry about using Defense Curl at this point, we just need to make sure we take them out quick. So if we get poisoned, we don't have that much HP to work with. I mean, I'm quite surprised that with 80 base HP, we only start off with around about 30-ish. But we are getting up in HP quite comfortably. We'll soon find out how that progresses over the run. Now, the one thing that I'm worried about is our speed stat. For a fully evolved Pokemon, 45 base speed, it's pretty bad. But you got to think, we are a Rock Ground type and typically they aren't given the best speed. The junior trainer in Brock's gym, not a problem whatsoever. We get through first time on both his Pokemon, barely taking any damage. But that brings us on to Brock. Now Brock, he's going to be a challenge. He really will be a challenge. Going into the fight with Brock, we're just going to spam Tackle. We do have very good attack, so even if they set up their defense curls, our massive 130 defense is just going to really help us out there. So we can just chip away at it as much as we want, because it doesn't matter whether it's going to be the Onix or the Geodude. They'll pretty much only do 1 to 2 damage against us, depending on whether they get a critical hit or not. Now, we need to make sure that we get through this Geodude as quick as possible, because we need as much PP to work with when we get to the Onix. Because if we get to that Onix and we don't have much PP to take it out, then yeah, we're going to have to try and get rid of all our defense curls to try and get rid of... we need to get rid of all of our defense curls to make sure that we can actually get around Bide. But also, because we might need to use Struggle. So, we're in this at level 14 right now. We've got quite a few levels up. So let's see how we do against this Onix. Now we've set up all of our defense curls, we've got around a few things of Bide. We finally get a Struggle that gets us the win. So level 15, we've leveled up quite a bit to get to this point, but we get the win and we can move on. And that's probably what the early game is going to be consistent a lot of. We're going to need to be higher levels to take out a lot of the early game Pokemon and trainers. So while we're in Mount Moon, we're going to pick up another move. We're going to pick up Mega Punch, because even though it doesn't have the greatest accuracy, its power for this point in the game is really good. But as soon as we can get through to Vermilion and get Body Slam, we'll be in a much better position really. Either way, now we've completed Mount Moon, let's move on to Cerulean, and we're going to go straight against the rival first because I need the levels. We're going to go up Nugget Bridge and get as many levels as we can before we even attempt Misty. Because if you think back to the Geodude run that we did a while ago, the Geodude run, we had to be in the 30s before we even won once against her. Before we even had a chance to win against her. So I'm assuming it's going to be a similar case here. Once we've completed Nugget Bridge, we'll go and pick up Dig as well, because if we do get the chance to outspeed, having Dig would be perfect. So we can miss a move, deal out some big damage, especially with the stab from the ground typing. it should be a very good move for us to do. So let's give Misty a try now we've leveled up a lot. We're going into this level 25, and Water Gun already does more than half our damage. Because that we are weak to those moves, they are still only going to spam those moves, they will never use Tackle on us, and we do take a loss. So we go and train up some more. We've gone further south to Vermilion to get some more levels, and we finally end up at level 29. We can now outspeed the Staryu, and we can one-shot it. We can tank a Water Gun and get ourselves the win. So yeah, very close to level 30, but we can do this with a Golem. We do have to go and level up a lot, but it's just what we have to do. Moving on to the SS Ham, we're going to of course pick up Body Slam, because why wouldn't I pick it up when it's available? And we'll see how we do against the rival. With level 30, this is going to be a very easy attempt. We've got Rock Throw to do super effective damage on the Pidgeotto. We do take a Sand Attack in the process. Body Slam will take out the Raticate and the Kadabra when we actually hit it. God, only one Sand Attack and we missed twice with Body Slam, that's crazy. Either way, Wartortle's Bubble is still doing a hell of a lot of damage, and we finally get a Body Slam through to get the win. But even level 30, that was a tough fight as a Golem. That brings us on to Surge, and we are going to be demoting him today. There is absolutely no way that his team will be able to beat us. We can just dig our way through, and he just spams his X speeds, just knowing what is going to happen. We pick up Thunderbolt, which we can't learn, and we'll move on to Rock Tunnel. Now, before Rock Tunnel, you have the Rapping Lash. She's got 4 Grass-type Pokemon, and if we don't outspeed them, then we have no chance against her. But because of all the leveling we did earlier, we can outspeed and get a very easy fight for ourselves. Moving us on to Rock Tunnel. Now, the Exploding Hiker, I always show him because he is a difficult fight. There's 2 ways we could have gone about this fight. We can dig our way through it like we're doing here, or we could have just let them self-destruct. But we dug there and they used self-destruct, so we actually get the easiest win we've had in quite a while. Bringing us on to Lavender Tower with the rival. Now the rival here at our level should be a very easy fight, and I'm imagining as soon as we've unlocked and finished Lavender Tower by going over to Celadon, beating Giovanni there, getting the Sylph Scope, we can go straight over to Sylph Court, and by then the level curve should have evened out a little bit. I'm going to pick up Rock Slide from the girl on the top of the roof in Celadon, and then we'll go for Giovanni. It should be a very easy fight, even with him having quite a lot of Rock-type Pokemon, which are going to be weak to Ground-type, so we even get to the point where we learn Earthquake before even getting to Saffron City, which is a great position to be in. Earthquake is undoubtedly the best Ground-type move in Gen 1. 100 base power, 100% accuracy, and it's a one-turn move. Yeah, take that any day over Dig. But either way, we'll go beat Giovanni, and we'll see how we do here. First up is Onyx, and we will just Earthquake our way through that. Rhyhorn next, and second verse, same as the first. Kangaskhan is last, and it still manages to tank a level 37 Golem's Earthquake. That's quite interesting. I didn't think Kangaskhan would have enough defense to tank that, but hey, you get surprised on doing these runs. Once we've dug out, we're going to go straight over. And should we do Celadon? Yeah, we'll go do Celadon's gym first. We might as well while we're here. We should have enough on our stats to be able to outspeed. But if we don't outspeed the Victory Bell, then pretty much we won't really have a great time. But I mean, it's not mandatory we do this gym right now, but it gets it out the way, and it's one less task to double back on for doing this. So yeah, let's see how we do against Erica. By the way, that is the quickest way to get through to Erica in this gym, just by fighting one mandatory trainer. We do outspeed the Victory Bell, and that means that the rest of this fight is just going to be incredibly easy. The Tangler does tank an Earthquake, but yeah, goes down, very easy fight. We are level 38, we are massively over-leveled really, but we're still making really good time. Once we finish Lavender Tower, we pick up the Pokéflute, and we have the choice to go over to Fuchsia City, but we could also go over to Saffron first as well, and yeah, you know what? We haven't even opened up Saffron, to be fair. We need to go and do that. So I'm going to skip Saffron for the moment. We get an easy matchup against Koga, so we'll go down the cycling path and we'll head over to Fuchsia City. It means we don't have to loop back and come back here later, and of course we stole the bike to go down the cycling road. This should be an easy sweep. We should outspeed all of his Pokemon, and I don't even go into this fight with full HP. We outspeed, we Earthquake, very, very easy win. Oh no, we don't. Wow, that Weezing managed to tank it. That's surprising. I didn't think that Weezing would be able to tank it, considering it's a super effective move. We got stab on it, and it was only, what, 2 levels above us? I might be really underestimating Weezing's potential in defense there. That is really, really interesting. After that, we go to Saffron, and we're going to go to fight the rival in Silphcore. This should be a very hard fight. Pidgeot won't be too much of a problem, and it got sand attack up straight away. That is not good. Most of his Pokemon are going to be quite easy. The Execute will be annoying, especially when it paralyzes us, and Leech Seeds us. Wow. And Psybeam does quite a bit of damage. Now, we don't outspeed the Blastoise, but thankfully it goes for Bubble, and there's the Water Gun. If they'd used Water Gun first, that probably would have been a one-shot on us. We are extremely weak to Water and Grass. So yeah, let's try that again. Next up, we're just going to see how we do. We're going to use Earthquake this time. We don't get Stun Spot, which is perfect. So that means we're a little bit faster than we were. Can we outspeed the Blastoise? We can. And he goes for Bubble, which means we take the win. Perfect scenario, and we can move on to Giovanni. Now, Giovanni's got Poison-type Pokemon on his team now, so it's going to be even easier for us to beat him. And we can get another easy win. I mean, I'm at 34 HP going into this fight. The Kangaskhan gets us down to 27, and then the Rhyhorn will go down to a Dig. Next up is the Nidoqueen, and we're just going to use our final Earthquake to get the win, and Silphcore is completed, meaning we've only got Sabrina and Blaine left before heading off to fight Giovanni once more. We don't outspeed any other Pokemon because the Kadabra line is incredibly quick, but we can outspeed quite a few of the others. We can't outspeed the Venomoth, but finally the Alakazam comes in, and if we hadn't have been paralysed, and if they actually used the attacking move on Alakazam, we would have lost that first time. Wow, we actually won first time against Sabrina. That means we can swim down to Cinnabar, and we can fight the 7th gym leader. And this should be, again, another easy matchup. Ground is a very good type to have in your team in Gen 1. Extremely good type, because you've got a lot of gym leaders that are weak to it, and it can tank quite a lot of hits. We absolutely sweep our way through this fight, finishing at level 47 before heading off to Giovanni. So now the level curve's kind of caught up with us now, and there's no gym leader out there that's got a Pokemon higher than our level. So, Giovanni's gym is kind of annoying. The way you need to go around, there's at least 2 mandatory trainers you need to fight. So you have to fight these 2 here and then double back on yourself before going around the entire right side of the gym before getting to Giovanni. It's just what you have to do. And I've tried this a few ways, and to be fair, I've not really found a way to quicker get through Giovanni's gym, but it's not all too bad really. You don't really lose too much time doing this. So, we're going to sweep through his entire team again. The Dugtrio does outspeed us, and we go up to level 48, and we're just earthquaking every single thing into the ground. Nidoking does get a poison sting in for 1 damage. Wow. The entire Giovanni fight, we only took 1 point of damage. That's probably... We've got through the fight without losing any HP before, but I don't think I've ever taken just 1 HP. That's a first on this channel. That brings us to the rival again before the Elite Four, and we should be okay here. The worst thing about it is that the Blastoise now does have Hydro Pump, so it's going to be kind of difficult. We need to get through this Execute without getting paralysed, but of course we do because this is the Retro Brown channel. We take a big Psychic from the Alakazam, and yeah, Hydro Pump takes us out. So we need to get through this fight without getting paralysed, otherwise we're not really going to have a chance here. Level 49, we'll never outspeed that Pidgeot, but level 50, we should now have everything we need to do this fight. Earthquake takes down 2 of his Pokemon very, very easily. Ideally, I should be using Body Slam against the Execute because it has the chance to paralyse, and we get through it without being paralysed. Next up's the Alakazam, who goes for Reflective. 2 Reflects of all things, wow. We've got near enough full HP against the Blastoise, and I'm trying to paralyse it to give us just a bit more to work with, because he is setting up his withdraws instead of using any... He's not using anything but withdraw, wow. I don't think I've ever seen this happen before. Hydro Pump misses, which is clutch, but Jesus Christ, we got through all the way to the... As if they used withdraw 6 times in a row. The chances on that must be insane. That is ridiculous. That brings us through to the Elite Four, and this is going to be a tough start. Yeah, that explains it in one. The very first Pokemon of the Elite Four can one-shot us with Aurora Beam. So we'll try going up a few more levels. Rock Slide is super effective against her team. Earthquake, yeah, we need to make sure we can get through these and get Amnesia from the Slowbro. Worst thing that can happen, they can use Water Gun on us here. But ideally we need to set up them Amnesias, induce the Badge Boost glitch, and from there we've actually got a chance to tank some hits later in this fight. We need to get past this Slowbro because it's dealing a lot of damage. We will now be outspeeding the Jinx, and can we outspeed the Lapras? We can. Rock Slide is a one-shot, so that's how you beat Lorelei at level 60 with a Golem. So first, I tried that strategy while going up the levels, like level 54, 6, 8, and level 60 was the first one that I actually worked on, so we're going to run with that. After that, there is not much of a problem at all with Bruno. The high jump kick was a little bit scary, but we outspeed the Machamp, meaning Fissure won't hit. And that brings us to Agatha. Now, as long as our luck goes our way, we don't get poisoned or put to sleep, this should be a very easy fight. We can take out the first Gengar after it goes for a Dream Eater. We can Rock Slide the Golbat with a one-shot. Next is the Haunter who goes for Nightshade, which is actually perfect. Arbok is next, and we are just fighting through confusion here every single time. We are getting so lucky. And the final Gengar goes for a Dream Eater, meaning we get a first time win against Agatha. I was not expecting that one. I thought we'd have to have a few more tries against her. That brings us to Lance, and yeah. Wow, we can actually one-shot the Gyarados with... This Golem is absolutely taking names here. We get Agility to Badge Boost a little bit. We paralyze the Dragonair, but Earthquake's going to be the one-shot move we need. The Aerodactyl is going to be annoying, but with the Badge Boost, Rock Slide will one-shot, and then we can one-shot... No, we can't one-shot the Dragonite. Okay, fair enough. We still take a first-time win, and that brings us to the champion. Carlos, here we go, buddy. Let's see how you do. First up, of course, is the Pidgeot, and we're just going to go straight for Rock Slide, and it's a one-shot. Alakazam is next, and I'm going to try and mimic Recover, but yeah. Psychic is doing tons of damage. Let's try this again, and I have got a few levels now. I've used the rest of my rare candies, so not very happy at the level we're at now, but it's one of the first levels where we didn't actually take a one-shot from Psychic. We haven't even used Mimic yet. We're going to use it on a different Pokemon this time around. So Executor comes out and we are going to Mimic Hypnosis. What I am hoping is that we can outspeed that Blastoise. I'm not 100% sure if we can, but I've been investing a lot into Golem's speed with Carbosses. If we can wake up from Executor, we can take it down. We will have at least one shot to try and take out this Blastoise if we outspeed it. So, we'll body slam this Executor into the ground, and I really wish I had more HP to work with here. We outspeed and get the first time Hypnosis, meaning 2 Earthquakes will get us the win, and Golem becomes the Cantonian champion on its own. That was a lot easier than the Geodude run. Hell of a lot easier than the Geodude run. But let's see what time we finished on. We had to spend a lot of time leveling up in the early game, but we managed to crawl that back. Hey, level 69. At 3 hours 49 minutes, I'm happy with that. Considering how much time it's spent in the early game leveling up, I'm honestly very happy with that time for a Golem. So, at this point in the video, of course, we always go back and we spin the wheel and figure out what we're going to do the next solo run with. Let's spin that wheel and see what we get first. First up is going to be Marowak. We have just recently done a Cubone run, so I'm not overall keen on doing that one yet. Although Cubone was fun. Next up is Persian. Oh, I've been waiting for the Persian run ever since the Meowth run. Persian is an absolute demon. Let's see what we get third. Tangela. Now, decision's been made. We are doing a Persian solo run next week. I'm happy with that one. Okay guys, if you got to this point in the video, you guys know what to do. Smash that like and subscribe button, you legends, it really helps us out. And we will see you next time with a Persian run. Take care.